There's the big man, the great Delano. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm good here, chilling out. Enjoying the outside breeze.
Yo, Jano, like, listen, up here is nice still. It's very nice, man. I'm telling you, but you know, the outside now go work still with we still. You see me? But yeah, take it in, man. I'm glad for you. I'm glad for you. Listen, I
But
want to say thank you, and I
the-
appreciate you taking the time out.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Through you know, through everything that happened in the last 48 hours and them things, but we're still here going to do this. You see what I'm saying? So respect for that.
yeah, yeah. Respect.
You see,
Yeah, man.
you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, man. I can hear you.
All right, all right. So listen, we have this great entity in the business named Renaissance Sound. But the people don't know, like when you first came in this business, I think 90, I can't remember the year exactly, but I know there was a dance that you actually tore the place down and upset some of the members of Stone Love. I want to know, is that true, correct?
There's many times. There's many incidents like that. Yes, there's many dances like that. Not just one sound, but more than one sound. We're coming up as a young uptown sound, which a lot of people
Yeah,
don't really understand the difference know what the difference is, but as an uptown song coming up, we were actually just playing at event like parties. We were like more of a party sound. Um, we were playing at events that hardly play dancehall because of the clients of the patrons or the promoters. So we are
yeah,
responsible. We are one of the sounds that responsible for breaking the dancehall into that market, into the uptown market,
yes.
while events like Ras Promotion are responsible for bringing the uptown and the dance people together in one place. So there's a whole heap of things to talk about that in terms of differentiate the uptown and the dancehall sound or the juggling sound or the remix sound or whatever it is. But
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
because
there's
you have that stigma of just remix sound, but you're bigger than that.
yeah, we actually started a lot of trend in the party scene and the dancehall scene and the uptown scene. So we're responsible for just being creative, I should
All
say.
right, so let's start like this. What's the difference between Uptown Sound and, can I say, Garrison or Ghetto? Would that be a
Garrison,
fair,
Garrison,
or the Downtown Sound?
Garrison, our dancehall sound. I just categorize it as dancehall. Um, because I mean there shouldn't be any segregation in any part. But reality is reality. So basically, we were playing at events that play disco music, dance music, not even that much hip hop because hip hop was still considered street music. So we were mostly playing dance music, soca music. But because I born and grew in Vineyard Town, I come from Vineyard Town. So
Okay,
and I born into this music because my father used to build sound systems. His
correct.
name is same Delano Thomas Electronics. So I born into sound system. I
Yeah.
born into Vineyard Town. I always wanted to play music. So from I going to prep school, I played music. So my thing was when I was playing at these uptown events, I was actually remixing live with the dance hall, mixing on top of the dance music or mixing on top of beats. So I was already blending the genres. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Few sounds were doing it, and any sound that were doing it wasn't really playing uptown, if you get what I'm saying. So we were playing
Okay.
at certain events that certain sounds couldn't play at. And because Renaissance wasn't big at the time, because at that time if your sound was too big, it's like it was too open to play in certain platforms. It was weird. It was weird that time. So because
Yeah,
we had other, yeah, it was weird. I found it weird. It's like I was under the radar getting a lot of events
yeah,
back then, playing at house parties, playing in Norbrook, Cherry Gardens, Stony Hill, You know, just name it, Jacksil,
Right.
at house parties and big events where they might carry down a somebody from Europe to play or from New York to play, and I would be the DJ that is alongside these DJs. So
Okay.
so the experience, that was basically the uptown segment of the sound. And you know, the dancehall sound is the sounds with the dub plates, you know, strictly playing the dancehall vibes, the dancehall culture, and you know, playing uptown, downtown, whatever you call it. That's the dancehall Garrison sounds. So
Right.
because I always wanted to go into what I love, you know, I found a way to just blend the genres together, got accepted uptown with it, and then now because I'm pulling, creating an uptown network,
Yeah.
then now the you know, the dancehall people start inviting me now because they want, you know, the uptown want to feel the dancehall, so they will come with me when I'm going to the dancehall events. I mean, me
Yeah.
and Rory from Soul of Turn, good friends at that time. So I'll be walking into a dance, and Rory would just stop the music and say, "Scratch like crab louse, boy," you know. And then I would be scratching, and then people turn around and say, "Who's that youth?" I never wear a patch at that time, so I say, "Who's that
Right.
youth?" I'm saying, "Hey, uptown boy." I know Rory that run joke and said, "It's the uptown boy of crab louse," and Ray. So that's one of the reasons why I end up busting out downtown because of Stone Love. And
Yeah.
I've Exodus as well to Frontline with Supermark. Same thing.
Yeah.
They used to just run joke with the dance, and then the dance would turn on and watching me scratching a dancehall track. You get what I'm saying? So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
that was that actually, you know, got a lot of people curious. So they start coming to my events.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
So
now you're
event is,
taking away crowd. You're taking away crowd now.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's same thing. I taken away crowd, they taken away my crowd. It was just like that.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
Because I'm in Jamaica and I love the culture, but I didn't want to play it the same way like how everybody else was playing.
Yeah.
So that is really, you know, when people say uptown sound, that's because I might live uptown is an uptown sound. No, we were just playing uptown, you know,
So
and we were
so
restricted. We were just
you had
restricted
no
and
problem
playing
going to the
certain dancehall.
garrison. You had
Huh?
no problem going into the garrison them. You had no problem going
No,
into them.
because I mean, Virginia Town is not garrison, but we're surrounded by garrison. Nannyville, Changes crew, me and Changes them was bridging from before Renaissance. I'm, you
Right.
know, Raleigh Town, you know, Mountain View, you know, all of
Yeah.
those places that I used to, you know, walk up and down. I used to go Vast Prep, used to go St. Teresa. So Virginia Town was my spot. But then there was also what I love, and hip hop DJs what I always admire, like DJ
Yeah.
Jazzy Jeff, you know,
Yeah.
Kid Capri. I used to watch TV, listen to cassette, Red Alert. So those things that I grew up on. So I taught myself how to mix and scratch. I didn't even have anybody sitting over me. So just listening to these cassettes, I wanted to mix music. Like
Oh.
even all right, even Ian from Roadstar.
Yeah.
We used to follow Ian
Wicked.
from, because Ian used to control the whole of the buses them in
Yeah.
Jamaica with the mix them. I'm used to listen. I said, "Oh, it's Ian." Them time I don't even know Ian, but you know, when you're a young boy, I said, "Chuck, can do better than that." Really. Till I meet him, I run joke with him about it. You understand? So respect to
Yeah.
Ian still, cause him actually helped change the game too in terms of how music was played. But I
Okay.
had to take it to a different level
Right.
and actually get to accomplish it. You know what I'm saying? So
You
a
know,
whole heap more
Delano,
stories. Yeah.
let me just tell you something. Whenever you do anything that changes, there's always a fight and a struggle in it. What was Tell me some
Yeah.
of your fights that you got, because you got some serious fights unheard of before.
Well, I mean, gosh, I don't know where to start. But
Yeah, exactly. Because everybody has Renaissance as this nice, decent set of sounds, but they didn't know the struggle than the fight that you had to go through when you wanted to start doing the remixes and changing the culture and saying, you know?
Well,
Was it?
the thing was one of the most things what the fight was, because we're uptown, so and every artist feels so we did have money, so every artist want to charge us for dub. That's a one.
Yeah.
No matter how low key the tune is, money have to run. In terms of as a song coming up, I always love a sound system, like the actual sound system. So I mean, when you start playing in certain big arenas, my sound not big enough, so you're either going to play on a Stone Love or you're going to play on somebody else's sound, and you always feel like you're getting turned down. But growing up now, you realize it's not really turned on, so you really overdrive the man themselves. But coming up, you realize, you know, you're getting a fight and playing. When I start have my sound system now, that's when I start getting more real fight now, because basically nobody can turn on my sound. So in terms of the fighting is people believing and what we can do or what we could do. So in terms of that, the fight actually made us stronger, right? Stronger in terms of being more creative, getting my own stuff, building a strong team, you understand? Until we could actually stand up on our own 2 feet and then start making decisions now and say, okay, we're not into the foolishness with you and you and you, so promoter, we're not playing with that and that and that because we're not into that. Once it's not positive to us, we start making our own rules. You understand? So we weren't fighting out anybody, but we don't see the sense why we're going to go into a party now and clash with somebody, and we don't need to clash with somebody. Somebody want to clash with us because they want to get a stripe off us. That's not helping me. So then now you hear that we fighting against sound. You get what I'm saying? We are protecting our movements, and we saw a bigger picture of the whole thing, and we just move forward to it. And anybody who wasn't on that same vision would have just said, yo, we don't need that. Let us move forward. You understand? So those are some of the fights. I don't know what some of the fights you heard, but I know there's much more. You'd have to drag my brain on that.
Yeah.
But in terms of getting recognition and getting known and getting respect from the dancehall community, that was a challenge as well. You know?
Do you think the artists them really liked what you're doing, although you weren't getting the dub plates? You were really taking sometimes a cappella or even just remixing and mixing. Were there challenges with artists about that? Yeah.
I mean, because I'm thinking that I'm not a cheat in the game and not coming for dub plates. That's one. Some of them realized it was needed, because this is my remixes actually made a lot of artists got remix on hip hop abroad.
Right.
Because I tell the story all the time, and a lot of people might not believe me, or some people might just disagree with me. The tour on the children's story rhythm, I did that first, but not with tour. I had dub plates on that rhythm. You understand? The tour, the children's tour, Slick Rhythm, the tour, So we were doing every rhythm what I sampled as hip hop and show artists on it. There were remixes coming out of New York or wherever, remixed. So I know that we started that trend. You know? Because I couldn't even travel at the time. I didn't start traveling until 1995. So it was when I started traveling, people start meeting me. I'm like, oh, it's you didn't meet. I thought it was that person doing it. You know, so I had to be careful. A lot of things. Although we feel like we big and bad in Jamaica, the world wasn't getting the right information. So,
all right.
So eventually the artists them did like it, some never like it. But it's thing about the face. I mean, anything new or anything challenging, anything is that going to make someone better. If you're not getting a fight with it, that means it's not good.
I know all about that. Yeah, man, you're right with that, 100%. Delano, I'm going to ask you, do you officially feel that You're the Sound, Renaissance, is the sound that changed the whole remix game of all dancehall?
And I'm going to say yes. Because DJs like me back in the days were just doing remixes live. We were just mixing live and we used to take it for fun. One person on 2 turntables, somebody else on the next turntable. We used to do that live. And because reason why I pressured the remixes, because I was getting a big dance with Stone Love. I was doing remixes on a certain level. But then I changed my style of remixes when I got booked for RAS promotion. The first RAS promotion that Renaissance and Stone Love played at. Yes. And it was on Waterloo Road. And I had to carry sound, my borrow box from all kind of people, rent box, rent amp, all kind of things. Pitch patch up or something. And I had to do the remix because then I couldn't get enough dub. I cut some dub, yes, I would do some remix. But our remixes is what really surprised people at that dance. And what happened, police come lock up the dance. And the people them start get rudy. And you know, it's like, but we were playing, I think, when police come out, either Stone Love, I don't remember. And then the dance lock off and people start making noise, ray. So apparently somebody we know a long time ago, rest in peace, pick up the mic and start singing the national anthem. And the whole crowd starts singing the national anthem.
Yeah. I remember that.
And a guy in Stone Love to pick up the mic and say, yo, I want to take on one area, and the place start mash up, buckle start show. And from that dance, we make a name because of the remixes that we came up with.
Yes.
And from that time, I didn't have enough time to remix for different sounds. People are lining up at my gate, paying me to the remixes. Every sound, they want to fly this rhythm, this dub and this other rhythm. And we actually, when I say started it, we actually promoted split track, vocal on one side and rhythm on the left side, right side. So we could start remixing the dubs them for because some of the big sounds them, they used to have them dubs on real studio 24-inch tapes.
Yes.
You understand? Like producer dub, like Stone Love. So them would have send me them a cappella separate. And then I end have a whole heap of Stone Love a cappella. Because we used to remix them dubs. We used to remix almost, people used to fly down and just wait and give me a job for them. By the time I'm done that time, I collect money like for remix. I just go to my original and say, yo, I got drink up for it. I used to act stupid because it wasn't normal to me. I wasted a lot of money by just having fun with just remixing because I've never seen anybody else did it. I've never heard of people doing it like that. So when I start remixing for almost every sound, it was like, yo, I feel like a king. I mean, at that age, of course, I'm going to be with some little attitude and ego, yes, but it wasn't to harm anybody, but, you know, you feel, you get what I'm saying?
Of course,
so,
100.
Yes, so that's why I said that part of it really helped change the game in terms of how music was played, how we would change the remix game in terms of music was played in terms of hip hop. I remember going into dances with one, you know, the milk crate of music. Remember?
Yes, of course.
Have that with just hip hop alone, and I can know that none of the song going play them out. I could have walked in with a crate of music and play music and know say no sound now go play them song. And when me play them, the place bus. So me know say Renaissance, and not even gonna say me alone. Renaissance is responsible for changing that whole game. Getting hip hop and dub, getting all kind of things like pushing that kind of, because remember, you know, like hip hop, and I train DJs now, and I keep telling them that hip hop is part of our culture. We help build hip hop. Hip hop was just they call it now a fashion, a way of life, and then they turn it into a genre because of dancehall.
Okay.
Of Jamaican music, Cool Herc, whatever. We can go down to history. So
yes,
when people hear cussing hip hop, and that's one of the reasons why our dancehall music don't really get respect all the time, because we as Jamaicans, and all of us to blame, that we think that our music is better than everybody else's music. Although these other people love our music. If you get what I'm saying. So that's why
Yes.
we always end up shoved to the side. I used to reggaeton come, I used to this come, I used to that come, because they were trying to work with us. And we don't pay them the mind. So it's the same. So that's why I said that I know what I was doing at the time was right, because I was just merging it's music. I love music. I grew up on country and western, listening to radio, Jamaican radio station playing country and western, or playing new wave music, white new wave music, everything. So some you want to play everything.
You want to play everything?
Yeah, I went in a dance and a man said, Delano, you go play that song? I say, yeah. Why? Yo, them, I don't think they're going to like it. I say, all right, no business. We try it. We do jump to something else again. So I say, because them time they have to take chance, drop it to people look on you like, yo, what that? And them call you back again and say, yo, I'm away from a dance, come on, you mix some of them songs in my party.
Yeah.
That's all we get more into the dance all up to the big gun man them or the bad man them I call and say, yo, man, why you dance? I love how you play that. Yo, you drop that tune there. Yo.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That circle till foreign. We'll start travel. It's the same
Yeah.
vibe. Them never want me to change. Them say, yo, play the same way you play Jamaica. I say, all right. So we know so we change again.
You know I say you change the gear, man.
You know the game. I know me I say it. And the people who are high, the people who carry up to where they're right now.
I won't argue with that. I won't argue with that. You know, Delano, do you feel when you started off you had so much difficulty because, you know, expenses of buying dub plates, but now that you're getting the acapellas, or you're getting you know, you could get the songs and remix them, wasn't it a lot easier just to deal with the remixes and forget the dub plates?
You mean no?
No, back then, whatever the case may be.
We never used to get acapellas.
Oh, you took it right from the rhythm and my God.
That's wondering what I was doing.
My God. My gosh.
There's so much trick to this. It's harder to do remix then. It's easy now. Computer, apps, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There are certain methods that I would use to try and get acapellas. I used to shout out an input lead, and sometimes the vocal come up front and the rhythm's behind. And I would use that as my acapella. You understand? I would use EQs to cancel out frequencies to try and get more of the. I wasn't getting no acapellas.
Chano.
The way how it's so easy now, I don't even remix that much because it's just too easy. I sit down, get a program, bam, bam, and everybody cussing me like, Delano, why you not remixing still? I say, yo, it's not challenging. You understand? It was challenging for me. I was remixing on a 4-track cassette tape. So it's basically a equipment that records to cassette, but you know, a cassette have A side, B side, and each side have left, right. So all I did was put the cassette in and you get 4 tracks. And I would just lay my tracks. That's where I did Nitro Mix. That's where I did most of my remixes and come out and EQ and use my ears. And I didn't have no experience in studio, but I just know how I wanted it to sound.
I history this.
And that's how remix was done. But now it's easy. You can get acapella now. I can make acapellas now. My son teach me how to make acapellas. You know, and I'm still not doing no. I just did one like the other day, and I said it to them, and like people cussing me. I'm like, yo, man, you need to start doing back some work. I said, all right.
Yeah. You know, everybody thinks, listen, we're going to get to the Bounty Nitro because everybody thinks that is the claim to fame. But I think the real claim to fame, is the Sean Paul. That when you bust out and you said this, like you have an international superstardom, is Sean Paul.
Well, the thing about Sean Paul, which is so funny, and as a good thing you brought stuff. Sean Paul it was hard for Sean Paul to get respect into the dancehall. When we met Sean Paul, we were playing at these uptown parties. Sean Paul would be at these uptown parties, and he had some people like a manager, but slash my, I wouldn't say a real manager, but these are one of the guys who used to keep the parties. So I go to a party, and then the guy just come up and take the mic and start DJ. I'm like, me and Dr. J looking like, yo, check where the studio, check where the house, and them check where and sit down and give us some dub same time. And from there, so we realize, yo, the youth sound different, you know? So we start playing his songs now, and then Dirty Cup crew form with the Master Kid and the Daddy Gun and the Chicken and the Kid Corrupt and, you know, man, whatever. And they start do them thing. That time Sean Paul's working a bank as a teller. You understand? But but that's the thing. We used to play like Don Youth was one of the artists about what was in the circle. Sean Paul, Vegas was even one in the circle. I think it's Jazzy did met Vegas voice at Headside, the Hand in the Ear tune at Jeremy Rhythm. Right. So basically we had a little movie, that's what I'm saying. When we were playing the music, we end up getting this following from uptown that wanted that Garrison feel as well.
Okay.
Remember, uptown now, you know, it mixed with Garrison, and uptown now it's mixed with Garrison. Although we still have some uptown parts, but really up to the top, like really, really snobbish. Right? Yeah. Then uptown was snobbish. You understand? So so these kids what was coming up with this promotion was mixing the dancehall with the uptown, but it was still a little bit Sean Polish. If you understand me.
Okay. Sean Polish. Sean Polish.
Sean Polish. See?
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean everybody wanted that because Sean loved the dancehall culture. Sean doesn't Sean had the dance them because him come from uptown too. You understand? Yeah. And him love the culture. So yes, that is the one. But I know says a nitro mix boss me. Me know that.
Is the bounty.
Yeah, the bounty.
The bounty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know how that came about because I've heard the story with you in the washroom and you're saying, Jano, this is it, I got it, and you come running out. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me ask you this. After Bounty heard this, what was you and Bounty's conversation about this mix?
Oh gosh, man. Bounty did love it, man.
Right.
Bounty did give me some different kind of ratings, you know?
Yeah.
Different kind of rating. And then now, like interviews would come up with with a big TV interview in Jamaica name again. Whatever it is, with them used to call me, or Killer used to call me, and my sister whole interview with me and Killer. So Killer did stay like this, and me, you know, me and have a big shirt and all something I do interview. Now man, Killer did rate it, and what did really actually give me goosebumps is when Killer started doing it on stage, live, like him singing it on stage. No, not
okay.
Right, so that's when me know say, yo, I'm gonna do some more remix now, you know. So Killer did really, and you know, you see Killer history. Killer help people all the while. Killer always help out or something, and Killer did start, yo, I might you them this, you know, and we dub them from Killer sometime. Killer say, yo, time for pay now, though, you know, pay sometime and get some freedom sometime. But trust me, our brother that same way, our family, same way. So him really you know, put me on the back with that remix.
With that one, it was, it's powerful to this day, and I think it'll be for another 20, 30 years probably. It's the most, you know.
I don't know. I didn't know. To be honest, I didn't know it would be this powerful. I just know that it does feel right to me when I was doing it, and it's like I was doing, because before I was doing something more complicated. I was trying to come up with, so you know, like in a room and you're playing and it's like, yo, it just don't feel right, and that's why I end up in the washroom, took a break, and then go back in and say, yo, I saw me I do it. And they just realize, say, yo, it work. This simple. Work. All right, let me put some complicated thing in the middle like then, you know, and that's how it sometimes when it get too complicated, it pass the crowd. It pass
Yeah.
them. And that's happened to enough
Sure.
remix. And I hear some remix and them sound good, the idea wicked, but the punchline pass the crowd. So you don't get no forward.
Yeah.
So that's how some of my remix you listen to them and say, yo, Delano, they mix some simple, man. Could I do something better? Me hear people say that all the while, but they're missing the point. I am trying to engage with the crowd with my remix. I don't want nothing. Them always say the first couple seconds is the best impression, right?
Yes.
So me
Yes.
when my start now is dangerous and people, what the hell is that? Like it box in their face, and that's what I win with it. And every other remix that I do like Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, combination for West Coast Records.
Yes.
Move on the gal away, gal them have the face. I'm moving on the gal away, and them have the figure. It's the same concept. Box them in them face.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
And then they come on dancehall queens, the same thing.
Yeah.
It's swell. And then when the punchline come, it box them again in them face. So that's how my concept or my secret of how I was gaining these successful remixes.
Yeah. Yo, listen, you're a living legend right now. Across the world, people are supposed to be looking at Delano and saying, yo, this is the man that created a different venue for us to enjoy music. So I'm privileged and honored to be here with you. You see what I'm saying right now? I respect that.
Time. You see the thing about it, I start as a humble, I too humble. And people always say, Delano, you're not making people know what you do. But is that because you say, yo, you do an interview? Say, let me do it. I didn't know, I don't go and call people for do an interview. You understand? Like how Assassin linked me the other day, I will give them a story, and Assassin said, really, I never know this. You teach me something today, which we're going to talk about that today as well.
Yeah.
So, and the same thing with Grandmaster Flash. Grandmaster Flash is one of my idols. We sit down and talk. I even mentor him in one of his dancehall mixes. And he said to me, when I said created, I created this. He said, no, you did not create it. You recreated it.
Oh, so wow.
He corrected it. I have to give props to them man, because them man, they're idol now. Them man, they make me do what me I do right now. It's not a Jamaican DJ let me do what me I do right now. I was following these guys and wondering what are they doing with these turntables or what are they doing with these records. And my father didn't touch film record like that because them always have clean no fingerprint or breaking needle. So I had to teach myself how to operate a turntable without breaking needles.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. My goodness, man. You know, listen, there's a whole lot of selectors that have been on Renaissance and then passed through Renaissance to create different channels. You know, Jazzy T, Master Lee, I believe it was. Who else is there? Was Bobby? No, Bobby Chin was Black Chinese, I believe.
Bobby Chin, but I mean, there's more DJs out there what actually went through our management, our school, I should say, our Renaissance. Jazzy's still there with us. We're still doing work together. We's like one of the modest thing when it come on to combination when we're actually playing on a stage together.
Dr. Dre and Pepsi.
You have Dr. Dre, you have DJ Smoke. You know, you have so much. You have some other young kids out there that really went through our circuit and still doing work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
what does it take?
Yeah, continue.
What does it take to get onto Renaissance sound and, you know, see the level that you're at? What does it take for any youngster or any one of them to be a part of what you've created?
You're talking about now, right?
No. And then you could tell me about what it took back then for them to be a part of it.
No, the problem with no is that me and Jazzy left a rotted mark into this business, which I never realized. Because when other DJ, and this is what we have a problem with some of our DJs, is that when they're not getting any dates, I feel like we not giving them any dates. If them not getting Jazzy or Delano is a problem. And when we even send somebody and they mash up the place, it's still a problem. Or if I'm with a young DJ and he's playing and me just take a 10-minute spin, it's come like it's me mash up the place and not the DJ. So it's actually did great for us, but then now it actually have us in a level where how you going to top Delano and Jazzy Mark as a DJ coming up into the world. I'm not saying that we are the best at what we do or we're better than everybody else. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we left a mark, a standard that sometimes people don't even want to look to see if these other guys can actually come up and stand up to this standard. So we're having that kind of problem. That's a challenge which we'll figure a way how to go around that. Back then, I was just so into my thing that if I hear somebody playing, my ears lift up. It don't have to be, it can be a song that him play. It could be that him just do something very simple, because Jazzy T, I heard Jazzy T on the radio. I heard him on the radio and Fame FM playing for Rasman Brown. And we call Rasman Brown and say, who's that playing? And she said, Tariq. They call him Jazzy, whatever. Tell him I want to talk to him. You understand? When him done play. You know, Dr. Dre, I met Dr. Dre at a dance where I was playing and I didn't have no MC, because them time you didn't really need an MC. The way me I chat the music, never need an MC. This was a Peter Phillips dance down at Oche on the pier, Ram. Them time there, every 1,000 people look like 10,000 people. Because it's sort of weird. But it's Ram. And Dr. Dre once asked me if he couldn't pick up the microphone and MC. I said, all right. And that's how I met Dr. Dre. Him just start MC. I come and reach down, we link up. So when I want to talk to Jazzy T, I realized that Dr. Dre know Jazzy T. Dr. Dre brought Jazzy T, brought on, Dre was the link for the whole of Mono, Dr. Dre. So Master Lee, Jazzy T, who else? Tony Oxdale, we call him Oxdale. Bryce, it was Tony Oxdale, like a brother. Him turned doctor, one turned pilot, so them not busy with music no more, them rich. Yeah. So that is how we did it. Once I heard somebody, I walked into a club and hear them do something, I turned my head and say, yo, I want to talk to you,
Right away. So you were doing all the recruiting.
Yeah, that's how it was. It's like it wanted them to be on the same vision. Like, not just playing music and MCing, or because remember, we had corporate events locked to, so it's not that. So we had to have DJs that versatile that could play at a wedding, corporate events, private events, house party, anniversary, just name it.
Yeah.
You have to make sure it's like music, you have to have all kind of music. Yo, Ray. Yo, the brother said this on the mic. Don't need to talk on the mic, don't talk on the mic. Yo, we have to talk about all of that. And that's how we were surviving, because certain events not going to really pay you that much. So you have to be more versatile to get paid and then play at these other events to keep relevant. Okay.
So the money wasn't flowing as we thought just because it's Renaissance. The money wasn't flowing back then to say you're up to par or you can spend
I wouldn't say that. What I was saying is that you have to be versatile to make money flow. Not just playing in the dance hall, not just playing, at a party. We had to be versatile. So any DJ that I book up on, they had to be versatile. Because I don't want to say, I end up with 10 dates on that day and I can't take it because my main DJ is booked out for the next, and then I lose that money.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Yeah. Every DJ had to be versatile.
Okay.
We're making money, yes. I mean, yeah.
It's weird to me now because when I look back at the history of Renaissance, I don't remember Renaissance in any clashes, anything like that. That wasn't Renaissance. So when I see Jazzy T in Quarantine clash, and no disrespect, of course, and the world clash them or the Rumbles or whatever clash that he went to, I'm like, what are they doing there? Are you thinking the same thing, or you're okay with that?
No,
Like,
no, Jazzy love Clash, right?
right.
And the Clash is not going to, at this stage, the Clash not going to hurt us, right? So true Jazzy love it now. I support him
Okay.
because we do have tunes. We loaded. I mean, there's a lot of Clash we go into, and people like surprised, like really, you understand? So if we even lose a Clash, I don't know what other sound man look at it away, but it's not taking anything from us. It actually, all of these things that we did actually put us forward.
Yeah.
Give us different things. We gain a different more fan base. And then when they realize the history of Renaissance, they realize, oh, it's not a Clash sound. Who does so it don't matter. Jazzy love it. Go and do it. All right, no fun. I support it. I mean, yeah, we need some, but nothing wrong with that. We do it once we can do it. So anything we want to do. If they call me for a Clash, no. But if that's the one come mix with him, yeah, we'll do it. But I'm not going to do a Clash.
Right. That's not you.
I can play some tune in the place. Yo, Dylan, what you deal with? No, that's not my thing is playing, mixing, vibe, blending, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, you gave us a story with Sasko the other day. Do you remember you in Sasko? Let us know about what that happened. You have to tell us. You have to give the world that.
Well, hear it up now. Start from scratch. This is about Renaissance production now. Right?
Yes.
Start producing. Well, I wouldn't say we start producing. I always wanted to produce, but it was expensive to produce. You had to get studio and reel-to-reel tape and that. All up finished product and can't release them. You understand? All the artists them think I'm a joker. So in 2003 now, we build a studio because now computer come in, now everything get easy. And we come up with Rebirth with them. With the cartel, bust it off and assassin. Then they never have nothing to say. Right?
Yeah.
Like wow. And then now I came up with Thunderclap Rhythm the following year.
Hold on there. It's gonna cut. It's gonna cut. We're gonna shut down and load back up.
All right, no problem.
Hold on.